Thank you so much for including me in today's program. Assalamu alaikum. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Sheikh Al-Nawi, Sheikh Al-Alani, all of our distinguished guests that are here. I just want to say how important it is for us to participate in supporting the work of Sayyid Saab and the building of Al-Fatima Mosque. You guys know it better than I. We live in a world still where there's much discrimination. And some of that discrimination is pointed towards our Muslim brothers and sisters, let's be real. Islamophobia continues to be a problem, not just all over the world, but right here in Canada. It's important that we acknowledge this. And I'll never forget when Sayyid Saab asked me to come for the first tour of Al-Fatima Mosque. He was showing me all the beautiful things within the Masjid. And then one of the things that surprised me is he said, for the front doors, I've ordered that they be bulletproof. And at that moment, a sadness filled my heart. That this man, who's dedicated more than $13.5 million to build this masjid, at the same time had to think that those doors had to be bulletproof here in this province. And it shouldn't have to be that way. So we have an amazing amount of work to do in order to deal with Islamophobia here in this province. Now that being the case, you all know that I am not Muslim. However, regardless, last Ramadan I decided to fast with the community. And not only did I decide to fast, but every day I dedicated time to reading the Quran. Because I wanted to read it for myself, because so many times the discrimination, the racism that exists out there, they point to the Quran and say, oh, the Quran says this. And I said, no, now I'm going to read it for myself. I was so surprised. There's an entire chapter dedicated to the Virgin Mary inside of the Quran. So it's so important that we have this blessed masjid that's going to be open to the entire community, Muslims and non-Muslims alike, so that we can come together as one people and learn from one another, learn about our religion, learn about our different perspectives, learn about the different ethnicities. Because at the end of the day, we have much more in common than we have different. And when we work towards that unity, when we work together towards building a more unified province, we are going to make sure that each and every person that calls Alberta home feels that they have the same opportunities in this province. And that's what we're going to be working for as we move Alberta forward. You can count on me, your humble servant, because that's the way I see my job. I am here to serve each and every one of you. So I continue to be at your service. I look forward to continuing the work of making sure that this blessed and most beautiful masjid that is going to remind us every day of the beauty that is Islam, and especially of all of you Muslims that also call Alberta home, and that we continue working together. I want to thank you very much for inviting me to participate today. Thank you very much. So I was asked to, of course, I'm not bringing the official greetings on behalf of the government. I brought greetings on myself as the MLA for Edmonton Ellerslie. So it's my special privilege now to invite up on the stage our Minister of Labor and MLA for Edmonton Mill Woods, Christina Gray.